I'm your host, Kiribo, and this is Dave Asterio playing Yooka-Laylee and the Impossible Lair. I'll let them take it from here.
Yeah, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to Rogue Rush. You know, it is a privilege and a pleasure to be able to open up Rogue Esports' first speedrunning event. This is gonna be awesome. Hope you guys are excited for this weekend. Gonna be a lot of sick runs. And you know, I think we should just hop into our first run, Yooka-Laylee and the Impossible Lair. So I'm gonna give a countdown from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Alrighty, so Yooka-Laylee and the Impossible Lair. This is the second game from Playtonic Games, which you guys may or may not know, but Playtonic Games is made up of employees from the original Rare team that worked on Banjo-Kazooie and Donkey Kong Country. So, yeah, you know, we got some serious talent working on this game, and the first game of the Yooka-Laylee series was more of a 3D platformer that mirrored Banjo-Kazooie. This one is a 2D platformer that plays much more like Donkey Kong Country, and a personal favorite of mine. I absolutely love this game. So, you know, much like Donkey Kong games, you can roll. You know, Yooka-Laylee have this nice rolling ability. You can also charge it up in order to go a little bit faster. They also have this ground pound ability, which if I roll and jump out of the ground pound, that's how you generate the fastest amount of speed that you can generate yourself. So you're gonna see me doing a lot of these ground pound jump rolls, like so. And if you just keep rolling, you actually won't be able to maintain the speed. So I need to chain my rolls with jumps constantly and kind of bunny hop along. Also, I'm holding onto this text box because if I skip it right now, it actually allows the next dialogue sequence to start faster for some reason. If you don't, you just wait for some reason for a while. But alright, so this is going to be one of the major mechanics that play into the end of the game, actually. This is the B shield, where if I have the B shield, I can't take damage. So you'll see me just be zooming through all of these hazards. No worries. And also going to be waiting here for the ship to make a movement before I go down. Another instance of allowing the dialogue to accelerate faster. But you know, that B shield was pretty nice, and the antagonist here, Capital B, kind of wants it for himself. So, unfortunately, we're not going to be invincible for the whole game, because we are going to be entering the Impossible Lair, which, much like Breath of the Wild, the Impossible Lair can be beaten at any time. You know, Breath of the Wild, you can just go to Hyrule Castle and beat the game. And the traditional any percent run of this would go ahead and beat the Impossible Lair right now. But what you can do alternatively is you can go through the game as you're kind of supposed to, and you can defeat levels and solve puzzles on the world map to get a singular B. And with however many Bs you get in the overworld, you can come back to the Impossible Lair at any time, and each B will allow you to take a hit of damage within the Impossible Lair. And today we're going to be doing the 24 Bs category, which is actually the main category of the game, because having any percent be like the main category of this game, it's not very accessible for people because it requires like 20 minutes of damageless gameplay, and there's many people that can't even beat the Impossible Lair without taking damage. So we wanted a sort of entry point in between a full completion run where you do 48 Bs, and between that and the any percent. So 24 Bs right in the middle. It's kind of like the 16 star or the 70 star of Mario 64. And it just requires very, very clever routing of the overworld and tons of sequence breaking. So I hope you guys are excited for it. This is going to be the first main level of the game. So again, utilizing my ground pound speed to try to chain this momentum for as long as I can. And coming up here, you're gonna see a coin in this next room. This coin would be to open up what are called paywalls that are on the world map that allow you to open up extra areas of the map. Except we're gonna kind of skip all the paywalls, so we're not gonna be collecting any coins in any level. Also, just a reminder, guys, we have plenty of incentives that you guys can unlock for some of the upcoming games. So, would really appreciate your donations for the charity. Also, guys, I just grabbed that snail shell there. The snail shell is going to be very important to end the level a couple seconds early. Because the levels end by you breaking open a bee capsule, but you don't actually have to have in contact or get in contact with it yourself. You can shoot projectiles at it. So, don't blink. There we go. You sniped it. Yeah, stage clear. We saved our first bee. So yeah, if we wanted, we could go back to the impossible layer and have 1 extra hit of damage, but we gotta get 23 more bees before the end. Alright. Pretty good start so far. But that was pretty normal. You know, the game's been very normal so far. It's about to get pretty crazy. It's actually about to get very crazy. Alrighty. So, coming up here, we're supposed to flip a switch to open a gate here to get to the Chapter 2 area. Yeah, we're gonna skip that because these fence posts here are just at the right height where I can get on them and kind of go around here. You'd think we would go to Chapter 2. But I ground pounded and rolled up that hill on a specific seam, which allowed me to glitch out of bounds here. And now we're in the Chapter 17 area. Except we're not going to go to Chapter 17. I'm going to fall out of bounds back here. And go under the map. And now I need to make sure I don't enter this body of water to the left of me early. I'm going to wait till a specific point. Entering a body of water. Now I'm out of water. And now I'm going to drop below to a second body of water. And navigate underground in a particular manner that allows me to not void out of the map. You'll be able to see me in a second. There's Laylee. So, this is the paywall that you would traditionally find, where you would have to spend coins to open them up. But, yeah, we don't need to do the paywalls. Yeah, so we're gonna glitch into the Chapter 10 area, actually. Alright. I need to float up to a loading zone in a precise manner here. Alrighty. Need to start getting ascension. Okay. And we're in there. Very nice. Very nice. And normally, in order to reach the end of this area and unlock the second version of Chapter 10, you would have to complete this obstacle course, but I'm gonna kind of skip all that by going up here. Yeah, kind of get a nice swing on the platform there. And kind of clip out of bounds and get to the end here. Because yes, that is right. Every chapter actually has 2 versions to it. So we went ahead and unlocked the second version of Chapter 10 early. And this chapter has, honestly, the hardest glitch in the run. It's not like the hardest level, but it definitely has the hardest glitch in the run. So I'm hoping I can get this timely. Might take me a little bit, but it's worth it when we get it. And it's actually frame rate dependent, so I'm going to turn on VSync to limit my frame rate. So I need to intersect this rope at the top of its swing and time a neutral jump properly. And I can generate enough speed to clip out of the map. Alright, and I landed in a body of water and exited the body of water from the side, which, since I didn't surface traditionally, it actually never takes me out of the swimming state. So now I can just air swim to the end of the level. I actually got that really fast, so I'm pretty stoked on that. It normally takes way more tries than that, so I'm actually pretty stoked on that. And now the end of the level's just right over here. Very, very nice. Alright, so second level down. So yeah, the second version of Chapter 10 was initiated by making this platform swing. So I'm gonna wait for it to be at a halt in order to go to the first version of Chapter 10. Alright. Chapter 10-1. So yeah, the alternate versions of chapters will like have music remixes of the other version of the chapter and just different. It's almost the same level, but there could be sometimes new mechanics or well, there is going to be new mechanics or routes opened up. So this one, there's no swinging ropes, whereas in the other ones, the ropes were swinging, as built around platforming challenges that do that. Also, this soundtrack features compositions from David Wise and Grant Kirkhope, which you probably know those names from the Banjo-Kazooie and Donkey Kong Country series. I gotta wait out the cycle. So yeah, these ropes, they go up when you're on them, like the nice little golden ropes. The other ones are just stationary, obviously, but you can actually jump up them to be a little bit faster. It's not a whole lot faster, but just a tiny bit. Alright, very clean level so far. Honestly, this is faster than my PB. This is literally faster than my PB right now, just with how quick I got that rope zip glitch. And as you can see, the area of the map that we're in is still clouded because the world map gets unclouded when you activate a paywall. So since the world map is going to be clouded the entire time, I only have very limited access to fast travel points on the map, being only chapters 1 and 2. So that also plays into the routing of the game. And yeah, in addition to having bees at the end of each level, there's also a handful of bees in the overworld. So you normally have to solve some puzzles in order to find them. But yeah, we're pretty much going to be skipping all the puzzles. Because that was our first overworld bee, and we're going to get 2 more really fast, actually. So this is chapter 9. We're going to skip over chapter 9 because it's a little bit too slow. I'm going to roll up the seam. Like, you're not normally supposed to be able to roll up like that, but there was a box that was placed there that kind of pushes me into a seam on the incline that allows me to roll up. And I skipped the puzzle needed to get into this area. And then now, we're gonna be clipping out of bounds relatively easily again. Don't bonk your head. There we go. Now we're out of bounds. And this is a precise jump, so I'm gonna line up my shadow. Nice, dude. That's actually more difficult than it looks. And now we're out of bounds some more. And you see this portal next to the bee capsule? That's actually a secret exit. So, like, a lot of these bees on the overworld actually require secret exits to be found within the levels. We're not going to take a single secret exit, as you know. So yeah, but that's just what those portals do. I'm going to try to get up on this fence post real quick. Come on, Yuka, you got this. Yeah, you're not normally supposed to be able to get on this fence post. You gotta kind of brute force it. Come on, Yuka. Because what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get to a switch that normally I wouldn't have access to. Alright. This actually hasn't taken me this long before. Guess there's a first time for everything within marathon runs. And the one thing to trip me up so far is this fence. Alright, there we go. So I'm gonna flip the switch that unlocks the alternate version of this chapter. Chapter 14. I consider this to probably be the hardest chapter that isn't the final level. They're really gonna have to focus up. The hitboxes on these crabs is very not forgiving. Or very unforgiving, I should say. As you can see, looked like I landed on the crab's head. Game was like, nope, you're taking damage. Alright, gonna wait for this platform. Yeah, plenty of death pits in this level. Plenty of these crabs you gotta deal with. Alright, and one thing I'm gonna do here is there's a bomb that I'm going to grab. And it's gonna allow me to end the level a few seconds early. So hopefully I can carry this all the way to the end of the level. Also, this music's slapping. So right here, just blast with the B capsule. Normally you have to guide a missile into the B capsule, which requires you to wait 2 missile cycles. But if you can carry the bomb with you the entire level, you don't have to wait for any cycles. But alright, so we are kind of done in this little loop around that we've made in this area. So now we're going to go back to chapter 2 and begin another loop. I'm going to do the same skip that we did earlier, where I'm going to ground pound on a specific scene here. It allows me to roll up this incline. And hopefully get on this fence post. There we go. Now we're out of bounds. Oh, and actually, I fell into an area that I couldn't get out of. It's kind of hard when you're walking on invisible floor, you know? Yeah, the area that I landed in is full of invisible walls that it's impossible to get out of without fast traveling. Let's do that one more time. Alright, so now we're going to chapter 17. This level definitely reminds me of Donkey Kong Country 2. This is one of my favorite levels in the game. Gonna preserve this barrel speed in order to skip so many barrels and make quick cycles on these spiders here. And name of the game with this level is try to skip as many barrels as you can and not take damage. There are tons of things to take damage on in this level. Alright, doesn't matter if we took damage because we are at the end of the level. So, if you take damage in this game, actually, you will see Laylee start to fly away. And it's a nice catch-up mechanic in this game where if you catch Laylee before she gets too scared and flies away forever, you can, you know, keep that extra hit of damage. In addition, Laylee also allows you to do the charge roll ability, the ground pound ability, and the hover ability. So not having Laylee is actually very slow, so we're gonna try to keep Laylee as much as we possibly can. But since we were at the end of the level there, it didn't matter if I took damage. Alright, now we're gonna do some overworld cleanup here. I'm gonna take this fire berry to burn this bush over here so I can get access to the bomb berry. And I'm gonna open up the other version of chapter 15 and backtrack to chapter 16. I love the music in this level. Oh, whoops. Come on, Laylee, come back. Come back. All right, nice. I didn't think I was gonna get her back in time. Yeah, a lot of times you can actually make that cycle that I got hit on. It's just very tight. You always have to wait for these last cycles, though. And also, it looks like we may have gotten a donation in. I'm just going to be finishing up the platforming of this level. Not a whole lot to explain with this one. So, Karibo, if you're there, you want to take it away?
Absolutely. We have a donation from Amber Cyprian. I hope I pronounced that correctly. She says, let's go. So happy to finally see Rogue Rush starting after putting months of hard work into organizing for it. Best of luck to Dave and all the other runners this weekend. I'll be putting this towards Aqua for the Kingdom Hearts run because Aqua is best girl. Thank you so much, Amber.
Yeah, thank you, Amber. Amber has been, like, one of the biggest factors in this marathon even being a thing. So, huge shouts out to Amber. And, you know, just as they mentioned, we have plenty of incentives for you guys to unlock for all the runs. And, yeah, one of the things I'm really looking forward to is the Sans boss fight in Shay's Undertale run, which I believe is happening tomorrow. I believe that's happening tomorrow. But, yeah, there's so many awesome incentives that you guys should be checking out. Oh, one thing I did there. Normally, you have to get a secret exit in order to grab this bee. But as you can see, I shot a bomb at that lever, which when the bridge flung up, I used that momentum to just fling me over to the platform I'm on. So, yeah, very cool. I love all the sequence breaks in this game. Even like the minimal ones. They just got so much style to them. All right, alternate version of chapter 16. It's the level, but on its side. And you know, the past couple levels we've done have been pretty tame in terms of like glitches and whatnot. This level is definitely going to change things up. Just right at the end of this swimming section that we got here. So yeah, when you're underwater, you can press the roll button in order to sort of dash forward. Alright, so normally you always have to wait this out. Yeah, you always have to wait out this cycle. So, alrighty. This is where things get a little insane. I'm gonna get this checkpoint. And then I'm gonna do a ground pound jump roll in order to clip out of the map. Come on, Yuka. Yeah. And much like we did before, entering a body of water from the side, or exiting a body of water from the side, which allows us to retain the swimming state. And now I'm navigating around a bunch of death barriers. Like if I were to go inwards towards the level, I would just die for no reason. So I'm using some lines on the wall here to help me gauge when I can start moving inwards towards the level and avoid all of the death barriers. And yep, Just gonna be moving across the entire level, and the end of it is right here. TGH in the chat says, put the Game Genie away. We're not cheating. We're working within the confines of the software. This is all intended. I've literally done a run with the lead programmer, Chris Sutherland. He can even attest that this is all intended. Alright, chapter 15. This is probably like one of my favorite songs in the game. And also, if you like the air swimming, this is going to be the last air swimming level. So right out the gate here. Gonna clip out of bounds. Easy. Get the swimming state, exit from the side, and we're out of here. And now we get to enjoy the nice underwater version of this track as we just glide to victory. Yeah, like I said, this is actually going to be the final air swim in the run. Definitely not over for the glitches, but most glitches will now take place in the overworld. And then as the levels get harder in the run, there will be a more focus on the precision platforming aspect of this game. Everybody in chat is wishing that they could air swim. Yeah, I wish. I wish. But alright, so we're almost done with our loop around in this area. There's one final overworld bee to get. It's just over here. All right. And also a little confirmation from Amber. Undertale is our closing run tonight. So really looking forward to that. Alright, so there was a frog that I talked to earlier, which is going to help me unlock the alternate version of Chapter 1, which you normally don't get this towards, like, the end of the game. But, you know, we sort of sequence broke, and, you know, we get it just a little bit earlier than at the end. So yeah, nice mix of some underwater and oh. Oh wow, I've never had that missile launcher destroy itself. That was pretty funny. I've like never done that. Gonna skip an underwater section here by doing a nice ground pound jump roll. Oh. Alrighty. So these stone platforms that I'm on, normally you have to wait for them to sort of crumble. But if you ground pound through them, it's a little bit faster. So, like, if you happen to take damage and you don't have Laylee, you can't do the ground pound abilities, so you actually lose a lot of time from that. Nice little rope skip at the end there, and that is that level. Alright, so now this is where things are going to start kind of getting crazy again in terms of sequence breaking and whatnot. So, we've done Chapter 1, we haven't done Chapter 2, and for now we're actually going to skip Chapter 3 and go straight to Chapter 4 by using fence posts again, which we're not really supposed to be on, and navigating to a specific point there that allows me to jump up to this top area. And now we're in Chapter 4. Also love this song in this level. I would also just like to add that I literally did not sleep last night. So we are in all-nighter mode. But you know, I think we're doing pretty good so far. Let's see if I can get the nice cycle. Yeah! It's always good when you get there on that early cycle and you don't have to wait for the water to come down again. Apodave. That's my bee. Alright, so Chapter 4 is traditionally the chapter where you would learn about alternate versions of chapters. Because we're going to learn about freezing over the book here. So we'll replay the same level except in a frozen version. But as you know, we've already done many alternate versions of chapters, so we don't really need this tutorial, but we're gonna kind of get it. Oh, also, one aspect of the game that I didn't even touch on is dialogue can be skipped immediately by just holding, like, L1 or L2. So, it's very nice. You don't have to mash it all, you can just hold down buttons and the text will just auto-advance. But yeah, so now we are going to play through that level again, except everything's frozen and there's many alternate pathways open. Nice, I cleared the big gap there. That's actually tougher than it looks. Oh, yeah, so we pass the end of the other version of this level there, but to end this level we get to have a nice slide sequence. Oh, sometimes that happens. I hope I don't die. Where you just get a random jump when landing on the ice. Alright. Didn't die. It's always good. Yeah, I don't know why that happens, but sometimes you just land on the ice and then it gives you a jump in that spot and then you just fly into the spikes. It's not very nice. But okay, so you're gonna see something coming up here which is called a pagey. Which, if you interact with the pagey, you get a single screen stage that once you complete it, the pagey will sort of terraform the land and unlock new pathways for the overworld. We're not going to do a single pagey stage this entire time, and we're actually going to use that to our advantage, because the landmass behind me is actually raised up when it's supposed to be lowered right now. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to fast travel back to Chapter 1 and do the sequence break that we just did beforehand. I'm going to get on this specific spot and try to jump up. Come on. Very nice. And now, since this area is raised up, I can get on these fence posts, grab this berry from this bomb bush, and shoot it at that switch, which will unlock the alternate version of Chapter 3. Yeah, you can see that this landmass is raised up when it's supposed to be lowered at this point. And we're actually not done taking advantage of that yet. We will do that after the alternate version of this chapter. That guy got wrecked. Also, this level is called Wild Web Woods, which, if you guys have played Donkey Kong Country 2, you would know that this is a play on the Web Woods level in DKC 2.
we have a moment to call up a donation?
Yeah, absolutely. Take it away.
Awesome, thank you. So we have a donation from OG Andraki R. I hope I pronounced that
It's
correctly.
Agendracher.
Agendraker, perfect. He says, good luck to Dave on the run. Thanks to all the organizers, production staff, and runners for raising money for a great cause.
Yeah, Agendracher is actually my roommate. Alright, and that is Webwoods down. And now we are going to do... Or, I'm sorry, that's Wild Webwoods. This is not Donkey Kong Country 2. But now we're going to unlock Wild Webwoods Wilder, which is actually, like, close to the same level, except there's a ton more enemies. But hopefully we move so fast that you guys won't even see the enemies come in. There's still different pathways that we have to take. So yeah, Lately says run, but you guys haven't even seen what we're running from yet. Yeah, there's like a lot of enemy spawners that they've placed in this one. Alright, hopefully I can make it under this guy. Yeah! You don't make it under that goblin there if you don't have maximum speed possible. And sometimes that's really hard to maintain as you keep going. Alright, here we go. Leap of faith. Speed, we're gonna try to keep it. Alright, nice. It's actually really scary. There's plenty of death pits that if you're not doing your jumps right, you'll just fall to your death. Alright, gonna do a nice ground pound jump roll, or to get extra jump height in order to reach this rope early. Maintaining maximum speed here allows me to just completely skip that rope. Very nice, that was a good level. Okay, so... like I said, we're not done taking advantage of the fact that this landmass is raised up here. We're gonna use this to skip into, I believe, the Chapter 5 area. And as you can see, Octopus is just walking on air. Something's not really right about that. Yeah, gonna roll off the switch to get into an area where I'm not supposed to. Now, this is what I call the God Shot. I missed the God Shot. It's actually really precise. So... just trying to get the secret bee here a little bit earlier, but you can alternatively just do this. Gotta go for the God Shot, though. But alrighty, Chapter 5 here. This one can be pretty tricky. Again, plenty of death pits, plenty of enemies. It's got peaceful music, though. Alright, so I'm gonna try to hold on to this berry until the end of the level. It will save me literally half a second. Nice, I threaded that so good. Perfect, that was a perfect section. Minus missing the door a little bit, but I got the nice platforming earlier, so that's all I care about. Well, that is a death. That's actually my first death in the run. That's quite the funny one to get. So yeah, rip the berry, but you know what? It's no big deal. Like I said, it only saves half a second if you can keep the berry with you the whole time. So yeah, these spiders will kind of dip down towards you when you get close to them. So that's why I sort of ground pounded over that one. All right, nice little elevators to take a breather. This is what I call the leap of faith. Gotta trust you'll land on that platform. So yeah, literally I would shoot the berry right there, or just roll into it. Keeping that berry to the end of the level literally saves half a second, so. Oh, and it looks like, actually, before we take it over for some donations, I actually need to listen to audio cues. I kind of forgot about that. So yeah, we're about to go Legend of Zelda and do a bomb jump, so I need to pay particular attention to these beeps. Alright, time, or maybe I was a little bit too close. Nice, there we go. Got it second try. That bomb jumping is very difficult because you need to time your ground pound at like the exact time that allows you to get flung forwards. Because you can't just like hold it in reverse and be launched backwards. I don't know, bomb jumping is very weird in this game. But yeah, it seems like we've gotten a couple more donations in. I think this is a good time because this is just a level with nice platforming that you guys can, you know, just watch.
Sounds good to me. This donation's coming from Glitchtastic. He says, good luck with y'all's run today. Looking forward to them.
Yeah, thank you for that. Yeah, so this level again is based around maintaining maximum speed and trusting your instinct over these pits. Because there's a lot of areas where there's no floor and you're going max speed and you definitely need to know when to land. Alright, good level. Good level there. But alrighty, that should be 21 bees. Yep, 21 guys. We're nearing that 24, and then we take on the impossible layer. I'm gonna try to do a very small sequence break here. Oh, I got it. Okay, so I get extra height on my ground pound by ground pounding in between that switch and these fans, which the properties of the fan, for some reason, give you extra rebound off your ground pound. So it sort of skipped some of the movement that I had to do in the following area and allowed me to just clip up onto this top area to get to the secret bee. Sometimes you can get an infinite ground pound there where the game doesn't know how to where to place you, and you're just stuck for a solid 15 seconds just in the ground pound animation. Eventually it stops because there's a failsafe, but it's just really funny when it actually happens. Alright, so I'm gonna be knocking this thing down here for safety, because in order to get the next overworld bee, it's very precise and you can easily mess this up. And the alternative would be to fast travel back to the very beginning of the map, since we have no fast travel locations open. So yeah, I'm gonna navigate on these, which should normally be placed down, and these ropes here. Okay. Can we get up? Oh, yes. Dude, this is probably a PB. I've kind of said that I'm not timing on in-game time because the leaderboards are done on in-game time. But I can definitely tell you this is gonna be a PB. I think. Probably, I'm gonna say it's a PB. But yeah, very, very cool. Now we're going to chapter 7-1. Wow, this run is sick. Okay. Alright. So yeah, this is the last traditional level before the impossible layer. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. That was really scary. I don't know what Yuka was doing there. Oh, I was like, please, platform, don't leave me. Can I make it? Oh, I don't know why I tried to actually make that. I was like, can I do a god cycle here? Just got a Yuka sandwich. Alright, that's more of a better cycle. I gotta wait this guy out. Oh, can I make it? Can I make it? Yeah. Okay. Alrighty, and the end of the level is right here. Okay. Very, very, very nice. And now on the map screen, it should say that we have 24 bees. If not, I'm gonna panic in my head and think about which one we forgot, but that should be 24. Yeah, alright. 23, upgrade to 24. It is time to take on the impossible layer. Let's see if it's truly impossible. Whew. Alright, alright, alright. So again, the impossible layer, since we've gotten 24 bees, you will see those in the top right corner of the screen. And that represents how many hits of damage I can take in this ginormous level. Got a nice early hit there on the boss. With all these boss stages, I'm going to be playing around the, what are called iframes of the boss, or invincibility frames, where if you're standing inside the boss after you've dealt damage to him, you won't be able to do damage for a longer period of time. So you kind of need to like bounce off the boss and then come back to it. But yeah, so this impossible layer is broken up with a series of boss fights and then series of platforming challenges. I believe there are 4 boss fights and like, I actually don't even know. It alternates between boss stages and platforming challenges, so we're gonna be fighting Capital B a lot and doing lots of crazy platforming here. And you can see that, like, the difficulty of the stages has definitely ramped up with this area. Because, you know, traditionally in a game, you would get all 48 Bs and then reach here. Normally you have to guide a missile to destroy these propeller guys here, but you know, we kind of just damage boosted through it. That's what I really like about this category is, you know, it becomes a risk reward with your damage boosts in order to skip areas. Whereas 48 Bs, you can kind of just go crazy with it. And 24 Bs is, it's more of a B management game. Alright, just gonna wait that out. Alright, a nice little marathon safety here. I'm actually gonna outweight these saw blade cycles. Because, you know, I would hit, oh, well, I'll take damage there anyways, so, you know what? No waiting. But yeah, you know, gonna, or I don't know. I generally go for, like, all of my strats in the impossible layer, but if I find that I've taken a lot of unnecessary damage, I will try to preserve as many bees as I can, because we would hate to redo this very, 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 very long level over again. Alright, again, here's capital B. And I'm gonna kind of squeeze a hit on him early again before he goes up here. I'm gonna sneak one in when he comes back down. Kind of skips a nice phase of him. Nice! I'm doing a good job of timing these invincibility frames. It's actually really tricky to get the timing, because a lot of times you'll just end up right back in the boss, and then he'll actually do damage to you, even though you can't do damage to him. Also, this song's a banger. All right. All right, you knew there had to be some ice sections. There just had to be some slip and slide sections here. So yeah, these red guys, you can't roll into them, or else you'll take damage. You have to bop them on the head or hit them from behind. Fine to take damage on that. Alright, so these platforms that I'm on now will lower if I'm actually jumping on them. So I'm going to try to minimize my amount of jumping as much as possible. I'm going to let this go all the way to the top. Allows me to kind of skip up to the second area. And there was a nice section. You know there had to be a water level section. You knew it. Taking some damage, but you know what? We should be fine. I'm not sweating yet. Alright, we got another leap of faith. Land. As music always makes you anxious. If you're on like a PB pace run or whatever. Or if you're showcasing this game in a marathon. Oh, ouch. Alright, so much like the other platforms, this will lower if I jump. And there's ice physics on it. Because the impossible layer is mean. Actually, yeah, I was like, I bet I could squeeze under that. Nice. All right, Gonna get the good cycle on this. Ow. Okay. Alright, we took some damage. 13 bees, you know, we're still not sweating yet. I think we're doing just fine. Gotta not really take damage in this boss. Oh, he had extra iframes. You see, like, I jumped into him just like a tiny bit before I was supposed to. But it's fine. He's gonna shoot lasers. Nice. That was good timing of the iframes. Alrighty. So I'm gonna focus on not taking damage for these final 2 hits. I love how Yuka can lick these energy orbs without taking damage. Alright, not bad. Not bad. We got 12 bees for... There's actually 3 sections left of the impossible layer. So I think 12 bees is going to be just fine. Again, this level is just long. It's so long. Alright, gonna actually wait out this cycle and save an extra bee. Normally I would just damage boost through that, but again, we're doing a marathon. Oh, well, I took damage there anyways, so... Hey, I have done the any percent 0B run of this. It is so much anxiety. Very anxiety inducing. Yeah, I just love the 24 Bs category because it's just the perfect balance of damage boosting strats while also keeping you on edge with like the fact that you could actually die if you mess up, so... Also, you know, we're kind of riding an auto-scroller here. Don't worry. We're gonna leave the auto-scroller behind right when we reach where this, you know, little... I don't even know what kind of animal this is. Almost called it a frog, but it's got wings. Yeah, we kind of just skipped the back half of that auto-scroller. Alright, so this is actually the final capital B boss section. Says apparently it's our final warning. Ow. He's gonna slam in the middle here. We gotta get him. Yeah, he's only there for like less than a second, so you gotta be ready to jump on him when he slams down there. See if I can get the double hit. Ah, I was literally like a frame late with that. Like, for real. See, I got the double hit there. Nice. It's so hard to know when his iframes are gonna let up. Alright, we're actually looking really good on bees. Just wanting to preserve as much as I can. Alright. So now I'm gonna bait this missile here, so that the missile actually hits him. Like that, takes damage. His iframes let up when he reaches the end there. Alright. Final thing. Final thing to do. It's going to enable the max defenses, which I'm gonna kind of stand in this wall and get a nice hit by just jumping up. Taking a damage because it doesn't even matter. We have the Hive Mind, which controls the bees, which means we can control Capital B. Just sort of grind him on the gear. I have him positioned lower towards the bottom here, just so he can fall to the floor faster and initiate this final cutscene. And here is what I like to call the Halo 3 section, or the Super Metroid section. You guys all know it, where the entire level is exploding and you need to escape in a certain amount of time. So yeah, we gotta get out of here. We got a marathon to keep going with. No, we got plenty of runs to do. We've got a whole weekend of showcases for you guys. Again, hope everybody is stoked for Rogue Esports' first speedrunning event that they're putting on. No, again, it has been a privilege and a pleasure to be able to, help out with the marathon and open it. And, we are raising money for an awesome cause here with Able Gamers. Fantastic charity. Got plenty of awesome incentives planned throughout the marathon. Oh, wow. That was quite the place to fall. It's funny because, like, the game's not super mean at this point. Like, notice how that wasn't a bottomless pit? It just wants to keep you nervous. Alright, and actually, for the person that's controlling the timer, time is coming up. Time ends when the screen fully fades to black here. And, yep, that was time. Sorry, I should have been a little bit more attentive. I was looking over at the stream to see what my in-game time was. Yeah, 102.33. Not bad. Not bad. And actually, I don't think the marathon would mind me doing this, because we did finish 7.5 minutes under estimate. There's just something really funny I would like to show you guys super fast. While we got the time, it'll literally take me a minute to bring it up. So, yeah, I want to show you the funniest glitch that this game has to offer. Want to thank everybody for all the GGs. Hope you guys enjoyed Yooka-Laylee and the Impossible Lair. I encourage everybody to pick this game up if you can. It is a hidden gem from Playtonic Games. Again, original Rare devs that worked on Banjo-Kazooie and Donkey Kong Country, as you can tell with the logo of the game. But yeah, so I'm going to show you something that could have gone horribly wrong during the run towards the beginning section, but it's also seriously the funniest thing that can happen in this game. So I'm going to do this skip again, where I sort of get on this fence post. And we are going to go back to the Chapter 10 area, where I will clip out of bounds here again. So again, we are under the map. Need to not enter the body of water from the side of me. And now I'm in water. Now I'm out of water. Now I'm entering a lower body of water. There we go, we're in. And again, navigating through this area specifically so that I don't void out. So yeah, let me show you what happens here if I didn't enter in this following loading zone properly. It's seriously incredible. So, in order to reach the loading zone that you want to go into, you need to initiate a state where Yuka is constantly rising. But what happens if you don't enter in the loading zone? I'll show you what happens. Hope you guys are excited for this. So yeah, this could have happened in the run, where I do this. And, yeah, we will infinitely float forever. And, there's literally nothing we can do about it. Except fast travel. We can actually fast travel if we wanted. But, yeah, we will just we will be going indefinitely forever and ever and ever and ever. And I've actually left the game on for about, like, 2-3 days in a row. And it didn't crash. Can you believe that the game didn't crash? And, yeah, so you get a nice little view of the overworld here and everything that the game has to offer. It's kind of funny because there's interior rooms on the world map, and you find out that those interior maps are actually just placed on the outside of the world map, and it just warps you to there instead of, like, it loading in a new area. You can kind of see one forming on the left side. But, yeah, it's just clever game dev tricks that you can see here, and, you know, I think that is a great point to end the run. You know, if you guys enjoyed the run, if you guys enjoyed my commentary or whatever, I encourage you guys to follow my stream. Would love to hang out with you guys. Here, I will post a heart in the chat. Yeah, would love to see you guys. I traditionally speedrun Final Fantasy games, believe it or not. Final Fantasy games are my bread and butter. But I also love platformers. I love all genres of games. I speedrun way too many games for my own good. So, encourage you guys to follow the stream. Also encourage you guys to get your donations in for Able Gamers to support the charity and unlock new incentives for the marathon. Yeah, want to thank Rogue Esports again for having me. This has been phenomenal. And with that, I think we're going to be sending it over to the break screen while we get this next run set up. And I hope you guys enjoy the rest of Rogue Rush.